first one is in reference to council goals. As you know, every month I like to give you an overview of what you approved the previous month as it relates to your goals. As you know, the three main areas of focus is water, streets, and economic development. So back in April, in the water area, you actually approved the master service agreement for infrastructure improvements at the O.N. Stevens treatment plant. You also approved a 2-year supply of chemicals for water treatment. In the streets area, you approved the construction contract for downtown streets and traffic signals, including area improvements. And you also authorized a service contract for construction inspection staff support. And you also participated in the grand opening of Greenwood Drive as a Bond 2012 project. In economic development, you approved a Type A agreement with an engineering firm to support job development. And you also took the first step to allow for the redevelopment of the old Nueces County Courthouse with the approval of an agreement with Nueces County Courthouse Development Partners. So those are the activities that you were engaged in as it relates to your focused areas. The second item I wanted to talk about, and it's also printed on the agenda, is regarding the utility building update. It has been mentioned throughout some of the public comment today, but I want to just reemphasize that the mayor did establish an ad hoc committee. Councilwoman Debbie Lindsay Opal is the chair of that committee, and the other two members include Councilman Roy as well as Councilman Smith. The committee and the staff has met. Matter of fact, we met last week, and there is a review of the current ordinance in place to determine what changes may be needed for the commercial accounts. As it has been mentioned, the staff has a long-standing practice or tradition of working with the commercial customers who play a vital role in our local economy. Ultimately, the committee will be bringing forward some recommendations to the council for further consideration. I wanted to give that quick overview, but wanted to yield to the chairperson, Councilwoman Lindsay Opal, to see if she has anything else to add.
Thank you, Ms. Rose. I really want to extend our appreciation to the staff and to my fellow council members for being able to get together quickly, because as you hear from the public comment, and I'm sure everyone at this dais has had some questions or concerns about how this went down and how we need to fix it. So really appreciate that time. I will say that there is confusion. There is a challenge because there is an ordinance. The ordinance that's on the books that discusses utility business office customers does not distinguish at this point between commercial and residential customers. There was some action taken back in 2013. A lot of discussion then has sort of been lost in the annals of time. We're not exactly sure what a lot of the communication was. I have been in communication with some of the other council members who've been involved, and it's an important issue. What you will see coming forward will be a change to the existing ordinance, most likely that will clarify that focuses on the residential customer base. There are some activities that are unique to commercial customers, different than residential. However, the committee and I believe this council feels pretty strongly that there need to be some teeth in the follow-through for those customers, just like we do for our residential. So we've just noted a few things that are quirks in our systems. We run a 21-day cycle. Most businesses are net 30. There's just a wide range of backup and understanding that I think is needed. However, I do want to communicate that staff was very willing and committed to working on this on a very accelerated pace, and this council can look forward to having an ordinance that will review a commercial account process and procedure and protocol that does not exist today in our codes. So you can look forward to that hopefully within a couple of weeks. Our next meeting will be probably following our budget workshop on the 17th on that Thursday. So I just want to really, I guess, make sure that we are clear. This is not the staff saying thank you very much and they're moving on to some other things. They understand this is a priority for the community, and they understand it's a priority for this council. And I believe that we will see something that this council can begin to work on very, very quickly. And I do appreciate the urgency with which the staff is moving. So thank you.
Okay. Councilman Garza.
Thank you very much to the committee and the staff for what you're doing related to the utility business accounts, because that is a big concern to the community. I took a lot of heat last Thursday morning about this particular issue, and I'd sure like to see us be able to respond in a way that's going to be positive and it's going to help us going forward in the future. I wanted to make a comment related to, we're in the middle of Buck Days. Last Saturday we had the Buck Parade, which was a great event. I'd like to thank the police department for your job. Well done. I mean, this looks like it went off pretty well without a hitch. I was particularly pleased when I drove down Leopard on Sunday morning, and I want to commend and thank the solid waste guys for the work that they did picking up after the parade, and for the citizens that picked up after themselves, that took advantage of the trash bags that we provided and did a good job in making sure that they cleaned up after the event, because it is a big event. There was a lot of people, there was a lot of trash that was actually created, and again, the pickup, I think, was a great job. So thank you very much. Ms. Rose, if you can pass that on to the staff, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm going to move now over to, I just have a couple of more items. The next item is in reference to our city performance reporting. I believe last month we introduced the Aviation Department as it relates to performance reporting. And I did indicate that I would want to, on a monthly basis, bring another department so you can get familiar with how they're performing in their different areas. I wanted to take a few minutes and allow the interim Marina Superintendent, Renee Garza, to come forward and give just a quick presentation as it relates to the city performance reporting, after which I'll have one more item when he's finished, and I promise I'll be done. Okay.
Thank you, Margie. Again, I am the interim Marina Superintendent. My name is Renee Garza, and thank you, Council, for having me here today. I'll be presenting the CPR presentation, and I'd like to start off with our mission statement. And our mission statement is to provide a safe and inviting recreational and commercial venue for the boating public and visitors to our city. Our next item that I wanted to speak about a little bit about our operational profile, and it's just going to be a quick overview of our operational profile. This is what gives our operation and allows us to compare ourselves to other marinas in the same market space. All right, I didn't pull up my presentation prior to starting, and I think I'm here at my baseline information right here. So as you can see, our baseline information represents our full-time employees that we have budgeted for our department. Those numbers have been the same for at least 25 years and have not increased. And currently we operate right now with 11 employees. Our total expenditures, as you can see, the report shows 4 fiscal years there, and as you can see, we had an increase in the past 2 fiscal years, and that is a result of some expansion that we have done to the marina. We have done some, we have replaced some docks on the south basin of our marina. Those were docks R, S, T, and U. Those were completed in 16. So you'll see those expenditures that had increased. Our total revenues is our next item, and as you can see, they were flat for the first 3 of those that are representing right here on this report, and you'll see a increase in our revenues ending 2016-2017, $2 million, and that was a result of an injection of revenue that came in as a result of boats that were devastated by the storm across the bay, and we house those boats and continue to house some of those boats as those marinas come back online. Percentage of boat slips, as you can see, we had a decrease. That trend there was a result also of Harvey. Previous years, 77% 4 years out, 76% 3 years out, and our 63% 2 years out. That was also a result of our new construction of our docks there on the south basin of our marina. They were demoed and being reconstructed, so we had some impact from that, displacing boats to other marinas during that construction phase. The amount of our visiting boats to our marina pretty much stayed consistent for the most part. You'll see that increase ending last year, 2016, 2017. That was a result of the amount of boats that we received from marinas across the bay that were devastated from Harvey. So that was a huge increase there, and we continue to house a lot of those boats in our marina. So next item is our boat haul-out services. Being a full-service marina, we do offer a craning service, a full-service repair yard for our marina customers there at the marina, and those represent how many boats are hauled out on an annual basis. You'll see fiscal year 2014, 2015, I'm sorry, we had a small amount of boat services that were provided there, and that was due to a replacement of a major piece of equipment, and that was a marine travel lift that was replaced at that time that had given out on us, and that was toward the latter part of the year or the middle of the year. Took some time to replace that piece of equipment. Our next item is our performance indicators. These are our mission elements that we follow. These are our key measurements that we follow on a monthly basis to see how well we're doing as far as revenues coming in, and also our occupancy. Currently, our occupancy is at 70%, and you can see that has actually increased from end of year, fiscal year 2016, 2017. So we are on the uprise of our season gets started here at the end of this month. So we're looking to see that value increase as we go through the month. The next item we have is our emergency response. Our emergency response shows a 0 on that, and that is when we respond to water emergencies, whether that being oil spills, boat breakdowns that we would service. That has not increased until I think we reached the opening of our season. You'll see some movement on that number there. Number of boat haul-outs currently for the end of month of April, you'll see 14 boats that were serviced for the month of April. That will start increasing as we go into the summer season, and maintenance does pick up during those periods. That is my presentation. Thank you. If anybody has any questions about something I can answer? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so the last item is in reference to our housing and community development. They are currently working on the 5-year consolidated plan that will be from 2018 to 2022, and we're asking for residential input. The public is asked to participate in an online survey which will help determine the needs which are most important to our community. Participation could help secure federal funding for programs like the Home Buyer Assistance Program, affordable housing, and facility improvements. The survey is available in English and Spanish, and it can be found at www.cctexas.com/CAP-survey. And that's going to be on until June the 5th. And with that concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilwoman Lindsay Opal.
Ms. Rose, so this survey that's being done is a 5-year comprehensive plan for our housing community development activities?
That is correct.
And it's going to help inform the community relative to affordable, I mean, we all talk about affordable housing, so we know this is going to be an important discussion. So this will help us understand better the situation or identify resources. I guess this would be the out-of-town firm that's doing that. I'm not quite
Yes.
sure that I'm familiar. It sounds like it's an important study, and maybe
is.
just a little bit more about that would be helpful.
Keith Selman, Assistant City Manager. The answer to that is yes and yes. It will outline the needs, and then it'll outline how resources will be programmed to meet those needs.
And this is going to be completed by when?
Trying to think exactly
trick question.
what our deadline is, and I believe it's in the fall.
In the fall? And then the results will be brought back to this council and at some point?
Yeah,
Would
it'll
that
have to
be
come
fair?
through you before it goes to the state,
Okay,
to the
perfect.
feds.
All right, thank you very much.
That completes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rose.